So I'm going to turn things over to Camille Williams-Taylor, who is going to introduce our next session.
Good afternoon, everybody. Stephen, is my vocal okay?
You are perfect.
Okay, thank you. And I caught just the last bit of this previous session, and you know, I feel like I'm interrupting a very stimulating and intellectual conversation. So I'm hoping that my introduction will allow a little bit of a turn in the path rather than derailing the conversation. My name is Camille Williams-Taylor. I am the Director of Education for the Ottawa Carleton District School Board. I do have the privilege of introducing your next speaker, Cam Jones, who is a part of our organization. And I do notice that Superintendent Eric Hardy, that was referenced earlier, he's also on the call. And it is my incredible privilege to have both of these individuals working in our system. Because they certainly both push our thinking about engagement and about the way it is that students learn in a meaningful way. And what I'm hearing in the conversation is certainly a focus on not just teaching, but meaningful teaching and meaningful learning. Several years ago, I attended an elementary school school leaving session. It was a grade 8 event. And in the school, in this event, they had selected a valedictorian, and she referenced a quote that really resonated. And as I thought about preparing for today, it came back to me. The quote is attributed to someone named Alexandra Frenner, who is not a famous person. But the quote said, "The best teachers are those who show you where to look, but don't tell you what to see." And I want you to remember that this was a 13-year-old who'd used this in her valedictory address. Tells you where to look, but not what to see. I think that that really speaks to what we're talking about here as educators, as change agents. It made me think of, as I was preparing for today and looking at that quote again, that teachers really have the opportunity to pull back a curtain and pull back many curtains and many veils that may be before students, but not necessarily tell them what to see and what to make of it when they look behind. And so I would suggest to you that the opportunities that Cam will talk about when we reflect on the approach to learning that is experiential, that when students engage in experiential opportunities, the curtain is pulled back, the veil is lifted, and they're able to see something that they have not seen before and make of it what they will. And for some of our students, that experiential opportunity causes them to see themselves differently, not just the material, not just the stuff, not just the things they read, but see themselves differently and see their possibilities differently. I'm the mother of 3 kids, and my eldest participated in co-op. And in co-op, the co-op opportunity she had was in a hospital in the maternity ward. And one day she called me at work and she said, "Guess what I got to do today? I got to cut the umbilical cord from a vaginal birth." I said, "I beg your pardon?" And she said, "Yes, I was in, you know, they let me in the delivery room, and I was able to watch, and the dad didn't want to cut the cord. So the surgeon or the doctor asked me if I wanted to cut it. And I said to her, 'Do they know you're a high school student?' And she said, you know, but she was committed to the learning. And so the opportunity was given to her. And she saw herself very differently out of that experience, what the possibilities were. And the nurse that she worked with gave her materials to take home over the holiday, the March break holiday, to read. And there were huge books that she'd not engaged with before, but the experience caused her to see a path that was different and she had not contemplated. So as we talk about unlearning, as we talk about revisioning education, as we talk about how it is that we create that experiential, inspiring path forward for students, I do want to challenge that the opportunity does lie in our public school system, that we do have the capacity to lift the veil in that way when we choose to do so. And I think the conversation with Cam this afternoon will give some light and some feedback, some vision, if you will, into what that possibility can look like in the public school system. And we do, in when we consider educators as change makers, my perspective is that the role is indeed lifting the veil, showing students where to look, and allowing them to see the world and themselves differently. So with that, I will pass it over to Cam, who is sure to be and promises to be a very engaging participant and leader of a conversation that you seem all very, very prepared to have. So thank you for the opportunity to do this introduction, and I'll pass the mic over to Cam at this point.